EVM and VVPATs. Consequent on the schedule of announcement of general elections through the press note, the MCC for the guidance of political parties and candidates comes into effect from today itself in the entire country. The Commission calls upon political parties and candidates to strictly adhere to the same. Elaborate arrangements have been made to ensure effective implementation of the MCC, and any violation, repeat, any violation will be dealt with in the strictest manner. All the candidates are required to file an affidavit in Form 26 along with their nomination papers, which includes information on their criminal antecedents, if any, assets, liabilities, and educational qualifications. As all of you are aware, recently all the proposals of the Commission regarding the expansion of and revealing more information, including of HUF, was accepted by Ministry of Law, and accordingly the Form 26 has been already revised and circulated all over. This format was amended on 26 February 2019. Non-filling of this affidavit in the prescribed format, which also now includes giving you a PAN number, if you have, will result in rejection of nomination paper. Will result in rejection of nomination paper. Candidates with criminal antecedents would be required to furnish information in this regard in the local newspapers and TV channels on 3 occasions during campaign period. Elaborate arrangements have been made to ensure peaceful conduct of elections. In order to curb noise pollution and prevent disturbance to the people at large, usage of loudspeakers is prohibited at night between 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. No loudspeakers permitted at all during the period of 48 hours ending with the hour fixed for conclusion of poll in the polling area. Commission has also directed political parties, candidates, agents to desist from using environmentally hazardous publicity materials and promote usage of eco-friendly substances for preparation. But this is kind of appeal to everybody to use this. CAPF, Central Police Forces, are going to be deployed in large numbers, the numbers can't be discussed, to ensure free and fair elections well in advance for area domination, especially in areas which are very, very sensitive, route marches and patrolling to enhance confidence and reassure the voters. Targeted deployment of Central Forces in all expenditure-sensitive constituencies all over the country. They will also undertake special confidence-building measures through route patrolling and route marches in order to bolster especially the confidence of weaker sections of the society, weaker and more vulnerable sections of the society. Preventive measures are being taken by the district magistrates and police authorities to maintain law and order. Commission lays equal emphasis on sufficient deployment of video cameras, CCTVs and webcasting, especially at the critical and vulnerable polling booths. All critical events shall be videographed. Commission appoints sufficient number of general observers, police observers, expenditure observers, awareness observers and micro observers to closely monitor various stages of the election process. Control rooms and complaint monitoring systems are set up with 24 hours toll-free numbers. In fact, on the issue of central observers, this time Commission has taken a conscious decision that wherever required in those states or UTs which are expenditure sensitive and wherever there are major security issues, we would be sending special observers of sufficient seniority and experience and standing and stature to these places. I will not be able to name the states because that's not something which kind of in advanced level state like this, but we have all the information and we'll act accordingly. We also now have, by now, thanks to our IT and ICT wings, stringent monitoring of all critical events of the poll day using the state-of-art IT applications. This includes one of the most major, this is C-Vigil, which is an Android app which helps citizens to record any violation of model code of conduct on the mobile and promptly send to election authorities for option. By the way, this was started on a trial basis during Karnataka elections in Bangalore under the direct supervision of the Commission and extended subsequently to all these 5 poll-gone states. In these 5 poll-gone states, almost 28,000 such complaints were received. A citizen can give his or her name and number, and the authority on the other end is duty-bound, no options, to report back within 100 minutes the action being taken, proposed to be taken, etc. If a particular complainant feels vulnerable or is making a complaint about, say, large cash transaction happening somewhere and doesn't want his or her name to be revealed, in that case, the Commission will get it published in the local newspapers so that he or she becomes aware of the action taken and her privacy also protected. This is a major tool of citizen empowerment, and it is really the experience of these 5 poll-gone states. We are really hopeful that now when it is used pan-India, it will kind of add another dimension to the empowerment of our citizens. We also have started a PWD app for persons with disability for registration, modification, as well as to ask for doorstep facilities and wheelchair on the day of poll. We already have introduced, and we kind of monitored very closely, that all the permissions can be obtained on Suvidha candidate app, and they can also track their status. Samadhan is an integrated web portal for registering and resolving citizen information, suggestions, feedbacks, and complaints. This is another way of getting the feedback. As you are aware, the Commission for many years, under one of its former CECs, had started Systematic Voters Education and Electoral Participation, that called SWEEP. This program is basically for dissemination, advocacy, and communication. And for this, comprehensive measures are undertaken for enhancing our contact with the voters and increasing their participation in this largest festival of democracy, Desh Ka Mahatyohar. This is being personally monitored by steered and monitored at the level of bureaucracy in the Commission by Senior DEC, Administration and Planning, and his other colleagues, and Commission itself takes very regular account of this. Comprehensive measures are also being taken to reach out to the voters in the remotest corners through folk art, festivals, local festivals, Nukkad Nataks, and this time also we've started extensive use of community radio, and we are also embarking on the area of how to kind of, besides the print and electronic media, how to kind of enlarge our outreach through social media. The Commission has always considered engagement, considered media as an important ally and a rather potent force multiplier in ensuring an effective and efficient election management. Hence, the Commission has directed all CEOs of the poll-going states to have positive and progressive engagement and interaction with the media. Commission also requests the media to play a positive, proactive and constructive role in supplementing and facilitating our efforts towards delivery of free and fair elections. The media certification and monitoring committees have already been constituted at all the states and districts to deal with the problem of paid news and other media-related violations and pre-certification of political advertisements on electronic media. An additional member, a social domain media expert, is included now in the membership of the MCMC, this Media Certification and Monitoring Committee at the state and district level, so as to get inputs from his or her side. Candidates are required to furnish details of their social media account. All political advertisement on social media will also require pre-certification. All expenditure on campaigning advertisement on social media is to be included in the election expenditure account. All provisions of Model Code of Conduct shall also apply to the content being posted on social media by candidates and political parties. Based on the recommendations made by the committee appointed by the Commission regarding the further enlargement of Section 126 of RPA in sync with the new media and deliberations made with the various other stakeholders, social media platforms, the major steps are as follows.